Steve, how crucial, productive an international break has this been for Rotherham United?
Yeah, it's been good. I think we needed it. We needed it to get our players that are known available for selection a little bit further along the road, and it gave us some actual time to be able to work on different things in the training ground, and that's essential, as every manager and head coach knows. So we've been able to implement some things to add what we already think we're good at.
In terms of injuries, did a song come back today to train?
No.
Right.
Listen, they're just, I think they're doing the final assessments today. So I think the plan was for the final assessments to be yesterday, but I think we all understand the weather, don't we? So I expected them back, but I got a call late last night to say that to take it to today. So hopefully Asapa does his testing today and he comes back into the building tomorrow.
Is anybody that was injured likely to feature at Crawley?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, that's not no.
It's not no. Johnson's been out there, Malik's been out there, Sean Raggett, who got a lot of knock at the weekend, he's been out there. So we just have to make sure that everyone in the medical side is comfortable that they're up for selection. So, but they've been out there training.
There was an angry reaction to the defeat at Barnsley. How have you processed that? Were you surprised by the kind of level of reaction after the defeat to Barnsley?
I think I was surprised at half time, Andy. I think we started that game particularly well for no more than say 15 minutes, but we'd started it well. And to be 1-0 down a local derby, but I think that was a little bit of I said it on the night, to me it was a little bit of a backlash from the Cheltenham performance, which was poor. But we've got no excuses apart from 10 minutes in the second half. We changed the shape. We should have equalised from that change of shape. Momentum and goals changed the swing of games, and I wasn't surprised at full time. Maybe the nature of it was as hard as it can be, but I wasn't surprised. But I've always said in this game you have to be able to take those days when other days you take applause. So I'm not going to stand here or sit here and criticise one Rotherham United supporter who wasn't happy on the night, because if I was at Celtic Park, and I keep saying that, but if I was and I wasn't happy, then I wouldn't boo the team, but I certainly wouldn't be happy.
During the break, you did an interview with the club where you cited conversations you'd had with Tony Stewart about the here, the now, and look, I dare say the future as well. What does he think about now, and what perhaps assurances did he give you about the future?
Well, the biggest assurance any chairman can give you is to do it as quietly as the chairman did. We spoke for an hour on the Saturday morning after Barnes on the Friday night game, and we had a reserve game here on the Tuesday, so the chairman came in and we sat for a good couple of hours. He's like me, like everyone else, like all of us, wants one thing, this football club and this team to be winning. But you win games, Andy, as you know, over a consistent period by levels of performance. And our levels of performance are nowhere they should be. And as I told the chairman, and I said in our local press, is that I take responsibility for that. So I've said to our supporters, leave the players, let them try and turn levels of form, which in their own words in our meetings, they've been off it, a lot of them, more than some, a lot of them. So let them concentrate on finding that form and criticise me. And listen, I'm the same as everyone else on the planet. Everyone has feelings. So it will hurt me, but I'll take that to get it right here.
Do you feel as though that there are certain players then that just haven't shown up yet?
I wouldn't say they're not showing up, because they're trying incredibly hard. But there's a difference of working hard to applying working smart alongside that. And I think we've worked incredibly hard in games. There's no one could say the team's lacked effort or lacked commitment. But you know and I know there's a difference of working hard to working hard and smart, and the smart bit is been missing. Plus, of course, form. Individual form is massive. Football is always never changed. It's a team game, but it's made up by individuals playing exceptionally well. And we've had some players that's been below their levels that they want, that they expect of themselves. We can highlight video content on a day after a game and go through mistakes and go through pluses, but they know themselves when they walk off that pitch whether they've played well or not. And too many of us, myself included, have not been there.
In this, sometimes people like me ask questions about periods of reflection during international breaks, I suppose. And Have you wondered whether anything could have been done differently so far?
Not differently. I think we we probably rue some of the injuries that we've had to big players, and we keep saying all of them are big players, but in every team there's exceptionally big players, and we have a number of them that's missed long periods. They've not just missed the odd game; they've been missing 5, 6, 7 games, and it's been hard because then we don't get continuity, we don't get patterns of play. We work on something in training, and someone's been breaking down. But that to me, if I'm a supporter listening to that, is just excuses. Our levels of performance need to improve, and as our chairman reminds us, he doesn't go into his businesses and look at anything other than performance, because performance will bring him results if everything else is right. We have got good ingredients here. We have a good management team, a good experienced management team. We have a good medical staff. We have really good players for our level, really good players. So the ingredients are here, but we need to get that mix right and get our best players on the pitch, get our best team on the pitch, and play in a way that Rotherham United are famous for.
I understand that if you were 7th, we wouldn't be having conversations like this, but one of the principal gripes in the last couple of weeks has been about tactics and predictability, so the accusation goes. How do you respond to that? Can anything be done to tweak it?
Well, that's an accusation, isn't it, rather than reality. I think there's key minutes in games that we would look back on. You know, a little bad run of form starts at Leighton Orient for me. We miss a simple header and then we concede one within 2 minutes at the other end. And those little differences are huge in the greater scheme. We know that when you score a goal and you're dominating the game, like we didn't score a goal back against Wrexham, we dominated Huddersfield for long spells. Birmingham in the opening 10 minutes, they don't get out of the half. And then we lose well beaten at the end. But we have passages and periods in the games, like the opening period at Barnsley, which is very good. But were we threatening enough? Did we work their goalkeeper enough? Did we make the killer pass? Were we brave on the ball enough? And you've heard me talk in the last week or two, especially at Bradford, a bit, being brave. And brave is not elbowing someone off the ball or smacking someone in the tunnel and pretending you're hard. Being brave is taking the ball in tight areas or trying a pass that, if we were on the training ground or you were playing with a club that has no pressure, and some players have come here that have played with clubs that have no pressure, they're sat in mid-table or bottom half of League One and they're happy with that. When you play for this football club in League One, there's pressure.
I wasn't at Bradford, well, as you know, I'm not going to pretend I was, but some fans have sort of said that they felt that they'd noticed differences and tweaks in style of play, trying to keep the ball a bit more. Is that correct? Is that something that we might see going forward?
Well, at least they weren't facing away from the pitch. They're correct, aren't they? But that's a bit being brave in possession. We used this international break to go through a number of video highlights of the players. When we get in good areas, when we've got time, can we pass it and can we move into an area where someone can find you again? And we've really broke it back down to simple basics of pass and move, and you know, with keeping a little bit of identity of what we're about, which has been strong and physical. So we hope that Bradford was in terms of how we played, is a small step in the right direction, because we played a practice match here last Saturday morning and it was stunning watching it. Stunning, because I was demanding that we be brave, that we try the pass, that we keep possession more, and we don't give the opposition a chance of getting the ball, because that gives them a chance to score a goal. So from our point of view, we're just trying to find a way through that gets our best system and our best players back on the pitch.
Crawley then this weekend. I think you've spent the longest amount of time at Crawley of any of the clubs that you've been at, so it will hold fond memories for you going back down there.
Oh, absolutely. Magical cup runs, magical promotions, worked with some magical people. The people in West Sussex were magical with me. Of course, I lived down there for the best part of 4 years. It will always have fond memories. I go back, I get treated like royalty. They're an incredible bunch of people. But obviously I want to go there like I've done with other clubs and try and come away with 3 points. And given the performances of late, Bristol Rovers last week, Huddersfield the week before, they're an exceptional, talented team. They pass it for fun. This stat will surprise a lot of our listeners of Rotherham United. Crawley Town at this minute in time have got the second top possession in League One of keeping the ball, second to Birmingham, and a long way clear of the team in third. So we can see what their identity's about. And they've taken a young manager in who's been ordered, call it what you like, told to carry on in that fashion, and that's what they'll do.
It does appear as though in keeping the ball, they've shut up shop a little bit, because the start of the season was very difficult after a surprise promotion, wasn't it? They're sort of turning the wheels in the right direction.
Yeah, listen, we all watched their promotion, didn't we? We all watched the job that Scott did. It was fantastic, the performance, and I went and watched the performance at MK Dons in the playoffs. It was just simply stunning. And so from that point of view, they've kept that on. They've moved 5 or 6 players on. They brought 5 or 6 players in. They're a real threat. You know, I watched a full, I didn't go, but I watched the full game as others did on the television last Saturday of Bristol Rovers and Crawley. Bristol Rovers better side first half, could have been 2 up. Second half, one-way traffic from Crawley, keeping the ball, missing chances. So, same against Huddersfield, could have had the game out of sight, should have had the game out of sight. So, I don't go there with any illusions that this is going to be a tough afternoon for us in time. So, we're going to have to play at our best to come out of West Sussex with 3 points. But, you know, we're getting lots of criticism here, and of course we feel it. You know, there's a couple of big clubs around us, 2 points ahead of us, that don't get a mention. And that was our players that raised that. And they're like raising an eyebrow. In my opinion, and my comments back to them is, but we're Rotherham United in League One. We have no excuses.
We are entering a period of the season, after the next break, I suppose, where it's literally mad, isn't it, for 2 months. But it does give every team, Rotherham, plenty of opportunities to start putting the foot on the gas a little bit.
We believe in our players. I believe in our staff. We get incredible support from above. We're preparing immaculately for tomorrow, as we do, or for Saturday, as we do all games. The next 6 or 8 weeks will take care of themselves, but we get our big players fit. We're confident we'll win games. And as I've told everyone, just believe in the process. We were 13th, 14th in my first season here in League Two. People ripping season tickets up in my face in the January. Yeah, we lost to Bristol Rovers home. You never forget those days, do you? The same fella was cuddling me when we come back to Rotherham with the trophy after being promoted. The last day, Aldershot, he's cuddling me, and I'm thinking, wow. So we just have to believe in the process. If we believe in the process, it will come right. And statistically, we will be much stronger in the second half of the season. My teams have always shown that, because what everyone has forgotten on Sunday, this is a new group. This is a complete new group. 5 or 6 players with a hangover of relegation. The hangover couldn't win a game. Record lowest points in the Championship stage. And it takes a long time for those boys to think positively as well.
So, Steve, you left Crawley to Rotherham 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Rest is history.
Yeah.
I talked to the chairman about it, and about how he chose you as his next manager. He said he just saw Crawley on TV. Thought, wow, this is a bit special. Who's their manager? And it went from there. Looking back, what are your recollections?
We worked really hard to build a good squad. We're very fortunate the ownership changed, and not to the degrees of a Birmingham, but almost like we can go and get 1 or 2 better players. We signed some big players. We signed a boy called Josh Simpson, which your supporters might not know about, and Sergio Torres, both from league top end of League One, stroke Championship with Peterborough, and we convinced them to come non-league and play in the conference. So, you know, Cal McFadden played, who's now at Blackburn, of course, wonderful career with Coventry. Pablo Mills, of course, who played here for sure. So some really special players. But that became a team that set all the records in non-league football, in 5th round of the FA Cup in 2 consecutive seasons. You know, lost to Stoke City in the quarter-final when Tony Pulis was a gaffer. And of course lost 1-0 at Man United when we outplayed them for 86 minutes of the game.
First of all, how pleasing was it to get that goal the other night?
I probably should have had 2, if I'm being honest, but I'll take the 1, and I was happy, to be fair.
And more football under the belt, because I'm sure you would have wanted more at this stage of your Rotherham United career.
Yeah, definitely. I think when I first came in, obviously I was hoping and wanted to play more. I think as the season's planned out, I think with me being injured for pre-season and how things have gone, I couldn't be more happier, to be fair, with playing that on Tuesday, and I felt I did well. And just looking to kick on now, because hopefully I've shown a bit of what I can do, and I just want to play every game and as many games as possible, and we're already coming up to December now, so season's going to come around fast, and before you know it, it'll be finished, you know what I mean? So there's not many games left, nearly halfway, you know what I mean? It's gone quick, and I've not played many, so I need to try and play as many as possible and help the team get where they want to be.
In terms of those injuries and the niggles along the way, is all of that behind you now, and it's a secondary thought?
Yeah, definitely. I think I'd like to think so anyway. But the one in pre-season, I had like a hip impingement in my hip, so it's not like I was out there training and I've actually done it. It was more like it just came off the back of nothing. So it's frustrating. I think that's what's halted my time here so far. So hopefully that is behind me and I can just carry on being fit and being available.
Well, that's almost worse, isn't it? Or bemusing in the sense that, you know, if you've been upended and someone's done your ankle, you know why you're injured. But if it's for something and nothing, that must be perhaps that little bit more frustrating.
Yeah, it was weird. I think that's what dragged it on for quite a period, because I missed quite a period of the pre-season. Me and Chris and obviously the staff here, we were not trying to guess what the injury was, but we thought we knew what it was. That's why I wasn't going for a scan. And then I ended up missing about 4 weeks. And then when we went to see the specialist, it was like we finally found out what it was. So I was feeling good and I was out on the pitch and I was doing things, but then also a couple of days later I might feel it coming back again. So it was weird, but it was good to put the finger on it and just hopefully that's in the past now.
Yeah, and well, I assume nothing but fatigue post Bradford then.
Yeah, body's feeling all right today, to be fair, but yesterday I was in quite a bit of a bad way.
Right, okay. So when you are in quite a bit of a bad way, how do you get over it sort of quickly then?
You just got to make sure you're doing the right things, and that's obviously recover. Got to make sure you eat well. The facilities are top, to be fair. So we've got like Normatex, which you use trousers that pump your blood around your body and just increase the process quicker. So just been doing that and just doing the right things, and hopefully it pays off, which I feel better today.
So you've sadly had a watching brief then for the most part. There is great expectation on this team for good reason. How and why has it not happened so far, to the extent that we would all like?
I think when you come into a pre-season, you've got a number of bodies. I think the easy one and the obvious one is time to gel, which I think sometimes it might work, but most of the time you do need time, and I think it's proven. We've had some good results, some good performances, and some not so good results and some bad performances, and I think we're trying to come together now where we know each other and you know the strengths of each other, and it needs to click, you know what I mean? We're getting, as I said, nearly December now, so I think we've shown that, and you can see glimpses that we are starting to click. It's just about you have to be doing it on a weekly basis, you know. And obviously the other night it's nice to get through, but ultimately the league is where you need to be mainly, and importantly, which is obviously on the weekend, doing it also. It's not just about doing it in the cups and doing it here and there. You need to be doing it weekly. So I think yeah, obviously there was a lot of bodies coming through the door, and obviously the gaffer was quite new. He was only here for the back end of last season, so there's that as well. But I think you just have to give it time, and you just have to keep working, even when things are not going right. Just keep working, and it will all work out eventually.
So when it is a process of evolution, if you like, are expectations a motivation or a bit of a hindrance? Because people might say, yeah, but Rotherham should be doing this and that and the other, but in the kind of football day-to-day, it's not that easy.
Yeah, definitely it's not that easy, but then I would also say that when the gaffer's obviously signing the players there, ultimately we've come here to get promotion, you know what I mean? We've got their expectations ourselves, so when we're in the position that we are in the league, I think it's 17th, that's not where we wanted to be, you know, so we can look at the outside noise, but then we know where we want to be and where we came here to do, so we've got to put it right, and we're the ones on the pitch, we're the only ones that can change it. We can get help and assistance from obviously the staff and that, and then obviously the fans, the numbers that they've got is crazy, to be fair, and obviously they help, they play a massive part on the weekend, but ultimately we're all here for one thing, and we know what it is.
You've highlighted the fixture programme. Yes, it's mad, isn't it, for probably the next 7 or 8 weeks, but it does provide a lot of opportunity to really crack on and get yourself in and around those playoff places by January time, I suppose.
Yeah, because obviously the fixtures come around thick and fast, and in the position we're in now, it's perfect because you've got 3 points around the corner. You know what I mean? You go into one game, then they just keep rolling and rolling, and you can also look at it as if you was in the promotion party already, it's the same. So we're in our boat, which is 17th, and we're pushing for obviously the playoffs, which is perfect for us, to be fair. I think with the game, last week when we had the break, I think that was perfect because obviously we went through bits on the field and just trying to do a little few tweaks, and we obviously showed a bit of it on Tuesday night, and I think you just need the games now, you know what I mean? We need to carry on doing what we're doing and then go into each game, and I think it will show.
So go on then, tweaks. What perhaps are you trying to do now that you weren't before as a squad?
I would say we had a lot more ball on Tuesday night, and we used it. We used it to our strengths that we know obviously the players can do. We just need to be more effective with it and be more punishing. And I think obviously after Tuesday, confidence is a massive thing, and I think that's what's starting to creep back into the squad. Some players have not been too confident, some players have been. You know what I mean? It's just about everyone being on the same page, everyone being confident, and then it just shows that the players that we do have, it will be good.